Prodigies, Captain.
What's going on, everybody? Deutschbag here, and today I've got kind of a special video for you. I was going through some files in one of the backups that I had just like laying around for the longest time, and I found some videos that I previously recorded and just never really made it to YouTube, and I never did any editing or anything like that. And I was talking to one of my friends about it, and he's like, "Yeah, you should totally post that video." So I'm gonna post a video, and that video is our old Minecraft server that we used to have up and running. We played on it for forever, probably a couple years at least. And this just kind of showcases like all the things that we built, and that's pretty much it. But kind of cool to look at, so hopefully you enjoy. And if you do, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe.
Hey guys, Deutschbag here. I haven't done a Minecraft video in a long time, and I don't actually think I have a dedicated one, so I thought what I'd do today is just show you around our Minecraft server here, and you can see what's going on, see what we're doing. So this is basically just our starting area when you spawn into our main world, and you can come down here and we have some stuff set up: shovels, pickaxes, all the basic stuff you need to, you know, get started. So that's all taken care of for you. You don't have to go scrounging around. In the middle here, it's just a little forest if you need to collect wood. Not much to that. So here's the first house that I built in game, which is why it's kind of cheesy looking, but I just had these are my free boxes, so people can come get any free stuff. And those doors are really messed up. So this is my first house. Come up here, got my little fire pit going there. Nothing fancy, but it serves its purpose. It just holds all my chests full of loot. And more chests in my bed. I think there's just a balcony here. Yeah, my little balcony so I can oversee the land. That's my farm over there. We'll go check that out in a minute. It's my brother's tiny little shack over there. This is a castle that somebody built. I have no idea who, so that's interesting. And this just goes to the top where there's nothing. Another patio, deck, balcony type deal. And here we go down the steps. Alright, so I actually have a bridge connecting my house to a Belanger, also known as Andy Pants on the forums. This is his hot tub, which is frozen because somebody decided to build where everything was going to freeze. That was me. Something is definitely weird with all the doors. I'll have to look into that. So another basic house that just serves its purpose. This is a little patio thing up here, and I think there's another one down here. This is our portal to the Nether, which is accessible from all sides. We were going to have lava flowing down all four sides, but once we got over here, parts of the ship over here started on fire, which leads me to the ship. This is another creation by Abelanger. He actually had a schematic for this, so I'm not sure who the original creator is, but he did take the time to build it, so this is definitely a cool little hangout here. Nice little bedroom. Climb all the way up there and jump off for absolutely no reason. And while he was working on this project, I was over here working on this castle project, which this was a schematic as well. I don't remember whose schematic it was, but if you know either of those two, feel free to toss it in the comments there, and I'll add it to the description. So there's nothing really down there. I think I started working on... Ah, yes, I did. I put some steps that go down here. And I don't know if this is going to work, but there we go. Yep, little secret passage into a, because all the space was unused down here, so I figured I'd add something. And what was going on in here? Yes, it's enchantment table. And let's see. This one must not be hooked up correctly because it is not working. So, cool. Aw. Okay, so that's that. People dying here? Player? Okay. Let's see what else we got. This just spirals all the way up. And this brings us to, I think this I might have added myself to. I don't remember if this is in the schematic or not. It might have been. But you can't really see much now because it is nighttime. So, that's what it was, time set. There we go. And I have my chunk distance turned down, so it looks foggy anyway. There we go. You can sort of see out that way. Pirate ship down there. So, you know what? I'm just going to go out this way. And I'll fix that later. So, as we continue on, this is a high-rise / apartment building that I built, and this is actually before the height distance was moved up, so the spire up here is a little smaller than I would have liked, but that's something I can fix at another time. So let's go inside here, and got some signs around here that just shows which way the apartments are. All the apartments are pretty much the same. They're just basic, kind of a starter apartment for new players to come in and live, have some storage, have a dispenser and a oven, crafting table, and then a tiny little bedroom. And actually, I think, if I remember correctly, the ones on the first floor are slightly different than any of the other ones going up, so let's check these. Yeah, yep, see, these have a little more storage, 2 ovens, some books. Nope, in the bedroom here, there's a little different layout, more books. So we'll call this the deluxe apartment, because why not? And we'll keep going, keep going. It's kind of tall. Okay, so we're almost at the top floor where you can hear there is water. So we got to go through this little moss here. And we got just a deck that you can kind of walk around and, scope out the rest of the city. And then in the middle, this little, I guess I don't really know what you call it, but there's some water, some flowers, a tree, and the ceiling. Just a nice area to hang out, I guess. This one was not done with a schematic. This one I did by hand. And okay, I'm at the ground floor. Again, there's the little shack that my brother calls a house. Welcome, no creepers. I should probably leave then. Ha! Okay, so, I don't know what that is. That's another house that somebody had built. No idea who. So, whatever. That's interesting. Not loading properly there. Alright, so we got this walkway that's coming out to what's kind of like another little city over here that we started on. And this is new. Huh. I don't recall seeing this before. So somebody else is building over here too. So then, yeah, we have a little, oh, tavern. Name TBD, like. Alright. Oh, that's cool. I believe this is a Belanger build. Oh, hey, we can go up here. Nothing up here, but cool. No, go down. Please. Ah, there we go. Okay. Little fountain in the middle of the city there. And let's see, there are two things I gotta show you which are back over the other way. This is just a little entrance to a cave that I had found. And I lit it up so that I could find it again. This gigantic piece of work was, which is not finished yet, Abelanger, looking at you, is a gigantic fortress. It's very cool looking, but gigantic. And very snow covered right now. I don't think it's ever going to get warm again. Oh yeah, I forgot that we had some more stuff over here. So this is done by Slappio Grandma. And it's these sets of buildings and then just a long, long track. I forget how far this goes. I thought it went further. Oh, it does. Okay, so just loading slowly. And I think this is where it stops. So, and it doesn't really continue on anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere below that. So that's done. I had a minecart. Oh, got stuck. So it looks like the minecart does go underground there at some point. I haven't been over there in a while, so I don't really recall. Yeah, the last thing I think I need to show over here is probably my farm that I have, which isn't really anything all that fancy yet. Definitely have to do some, make some changes to that. Well, this is interesting. I'm gonna see if I can fix this. Alright, so I think I got my little graphics quirk figured out, but let's continue on with the tour. So here is a little farm that I made, which is basically just for keeping these animals trapped in here and causing them to reproduce, so that the heck was that noise? Anyway, causing them to reproduce so that way I can basically have an infinite source of food. And then just a little upper level here in case somebody's over here when it's dark and we all need to sleep. There's beds. Cow that has gotten loose. And there's just a couple ovens, and that's about it. Then out here, I am growing. There's a death. Growing wheat, and I had a failed experiments with using water to harvest the wheat. So I kind of started revamping the process over here, so that way once it's done properly, what I'll be able to do is release some water from behind here. It will push all the wheat into a pool that I'm going to have at the end here, and then from the pool it's going to kind of take it all down to one side where I can pick up everything in one shot. And this little lever right here is actually what I'm going to be using. It runs through the ground and all the way down over to this area over here, so it'll control that whole process. So I can just stand over here, hit it, and obviously nothing's happening right now, but I can collect all the wheat. So that is it for the main world. We do have the multi-world plugins, so some of these are just nonsense worlds that haven't really had anything done to them. Let's check out creative once, which is just a creative world that we have. Oops. A creative world we had set up so people could go out and kind of test creations without building all sorts of random stuff on the server. And this is kind of this is what I was talking about, what I'm kind of doing with the farm. So this will wipe out all the wheat and bring it to the end there, and then, like I said, I'd have another one of these basically moving everything to another side. And I think we blew the snot out of this world one day just for fun. So there's probably a gigantic hole in the ground somewhere. But other than that, I think I was the only one to really come out here and test anything so far. So let's go to World 1. I think there might be something here. I lied. That was a lie. There's nothing there. So there is something at PvP though. We had a PvP battle for one of our LAN parties, which you'll be able to see because there's death signs everywhere. But basically we had the south gate and the north gate. We had chests set up here, and then what we would do is we had a countdown, and each team ran to their designated side. So one team went south, one team went north, and then from there, with the limited items in the chests, we had to, what did we use? It was basically like a capture the flag, but so you got a certain number of points for capturing whatever the flag was that we had, and then a certain number of points for each kill that you got. So what did we do here? I think this is where we had our chest. We had a rule that it had to be touching the ground at all times, and something happened here, but yeah, we had these cactuses set up so people couldn't, that's what it was, music discs. So yeah, we had these, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, so that was our little capture point that we had. And then what else is around here? I think this is kind of our mini base that we had set up to store weapons and anything else. And this is just a big hole in the ground apparently. So, okay. And it was kind of cool the way that this world turned out because it's essentially just a tiny little island. I mean, there's more to it outside of this little island, but we just kept to the little island here, which made it really cool because of the way that this is. It's more like a sand biome, so there was no, not a whole lot of resources. And this is just the other team's. Wow, that's nice. That's the other team's base. Well, they really had a good stock of stuff. Too bad they lost. For those of you who are at the LAN party and are watching. I think that's it though. Like I said, it's just a small island, so that's it's not much to see other than that. 1.3. This is when the 1.3 patch came out. You can see that our naming scheme here is awesome. What did we? Where's that? There we go. I started building a walkway to the house that I was building, but I never ended up finishing that because I don't really remember why. Somebody else started building a house right here too. That's looks unfinished, but there's a couple of other really cool ones over this way. I don't know what it is with us in the snow biomes, but this one was done by Slapiograma, if I recall correctly. It's very open air pretty cool little house there. And then we also have this one here up on the ledge by Abe Longer, Andy Man. And then that comes over to here. There's this nice little bridge, and I think Hooper did this one over here. So, and he's got a little farm over the ledge here. And I want to say that's it. I don't really think there's a whole lot more here. Looks like somebody else is growing some crops over here. There we go. Yep. Okay, and I think that's it for the worlds. We did have one for strip mining, but we don't really need to go there, so there's nothing really interesting. And I keep typing all these commands wrong. Boom. Alright, so we are back to the main world. And that is it. That is our tour of the Dutchiesland Gaming Minecraft server.